I don't know anything about this next designer. It was chosen by a subscriber and very special friend, my bestie, Melissa. You can find her channel at The Thrifty Broad. She has chosen C.H. Carolina Herrera's, and she's not in the book. That's okay. We have the internet. Let's get researching. Hi, and welcome to Well Read Wardrobe. I'm Kristen, and this is Vlogmas Day 5. Personally, I can't believe I've made 5 days in a row. We'll see if we get all of them. We are back on the 12 designer days of Christmas, where we are fashion focused, looking at designers, and then asking ourselves, what does this mean for a reseller? Are we finding these pieces, and what should we be looking out for? Well, this is certainly not the bread and butter that most of us make a living off of. Being informed certainly helps. Plus, it's a bit of fun. So what does the internet have to say about this designer? First thing I learned was Mrs. Herrera, a Venezuelan-born designer based in New York City, was a high-profile socialite before making her mark in the fashion world. She consulted legendary fashion editor Diana Vreeland before embarking on her career in design. He told her, "You know what? I'm going to design fabric." And she said, "Oh, that's so boring. Why don't you do a collection of dresses? That's so much more fun." She kicked off her label in 1981 and had a 30-year career. She's still alive, just retired. She's dressed everyone from Oprah Winfrey, Blake Lively, and her most famous client was Jackie Onassis Kennedy. Her designs have been seen on royalty, celebrities, politicians, and most importantly, the Queen, Taylor Swift. But who exactly is this designer? She came, she saw, she designed, she conquered a billion-dollar brand without an education in fashion. And maybe that's why we are now all looking up to her. When she stepped down and named her replacement, Glamour magazine said it was the end of an era. And by the way, her own personal style usually included a white-collared button-down blouse, usually with the sleeves rolled up to the 3/4 mark, and a skirt. In fact, you'll be hard-pressed to find a photo of her in anything else, even on the red carpet, though they do exist. Hera is undoubtedly a style icon and fashion design legend. Though she does not like trends, does have unique style. She named American designer Wes Gordon as her successor, who had worked with her for a year before she stepped down. Of Gordon, it is said, he balances the bold, unmistakable brand DNA with contemporary motif as he brings a modernizing motif to the heritage label. On the website today, you can find ready-to-wear fashion, purses, shoes, and perfume. And just a side note, a reminder that these prices are in Australian dollars because I'm reporting from Sydney, Australia. Let's take a look at eBay. As resellers, what is it we're looking for? Well, I found a lot of things with the monogram CH, and before today, I did not know what that was. If you see CH plastered all across anything, pick it up, investigate. You might have a Carolina Herrera in your hands. The ready-to-wear brand C.H. Carolina Herrera was founded in 2008, and as of 2012, there were 18 Carolina Herrera and C.H. Carolina Herrera boutiques in the world. And sometimes those CHs are tiny and harder to find, like on this dress here. Just a little simple detail on the bow, but that can make all the difference. And if you're picking it up for resale, the person or shop you're buying it from may not have noticed. So perfume is another great example of something we can be looking for. Just a reminder that these need to be shipped not on planes. So if you're somewhere selling through Poshmark, you cannot sell perfume. Go ahead and put it on eBay. The resale market for some of these perfumes are really high. I was quite shocked when looking up these comps and would love to find this, at Salvo's one day. Most of the sold items I found fetched a pretty penny, and I would be ecstatic to find this brand out in the wild, especially if you can find it for a few dollars. Now, that's not the case with everything. When I looked at the lower priced comps, it seemed to me like everything was either listed as having a flaw or having been altered for a specific person. It looked to me like all of this came from one seller, and I don't know if it was their personal closet or if maybe they had perhaps inherited someone else's and sold it at a lower price because of it. But I do think it would be nice to pick up an item like this that needs just hemming, not necessarily alterations, and fix it up and then put it back up on the market for full value and see what happens. So online sourcing could be a thing with some of these designers that we're studying. Overall, really good prices, and these pieces are classic. Everything seems to have a vintage quality to it. Just the really simple lines and elevated elegance, really. The biggest note to make is, again, labels. The newer designs are under CH Carolina Herrera, and that's what these labels show here. They also have a lot of detailing on things like the buttons. Like, look at that, it's on the side of the button. That must have cost so much to produce, and it's no wonder with a retail as high as it is and then the resale still pretty good. Carolina cites Balenciaga as her greatest influence in fashion, and she has great reason to. Her grandmother used to take her to the Balenciaga runway shows while Carolina was still a teenager. Now, that designer is in the book, and after having spent all this time looking at Carolina's fashion, I can see the influence now here looking at Balenciaga. It's that clear, clean-cut lines, and those were popular in the 50s. So as she was coming up, that was her inspiration for the designs that she released in the 80s. She clearly stuck to that design influence all throughout her 37-year career. It's timeless elegance. Brand is described as fitting into the lifestyle of every day, but those price tags say otherwise. If you're enjoying the 12 designer days of Christmas and would like to add a designer to the list, please feel free. Drop it in the comments below. We still have 9 designers to go, and there's space on that list. Thanks so much for joining me for another day, guys. That's the end of another chapter. See you tomorrow.